And we spoke a bit off air, and I think one of your standout matches, I think not just for FFW, but possibly your career so far, is your match against the bruiserweight Pete Dunne. Now, this would have been fairly early on in your run with FFW, 2018. I've got it down as while he was the NXTUK champion. I said to you earlier, I watched it back today, and Harry, man, that match just blew me away all over again. It just absolutely, it was just intense, hard hitting, impactful. The forearm shots that he was throwing your way and the comebacks that you had to make. Give us your thoughts. First of all, how did that match come about? When did you first find out that you were going to be facing Pete Dunne?
It was crazy. I found out from the promoter. He messaged me and he just said, "Guess who I booked?" I'm like, "Who?" And he just said, "Pete Dunne." I was like, "Oh, crazy! That's going to be a great show." And then he sent the match graphic of me versus him after. I was like, "Oh, okay then." So it's time for me to get
this
that
match graphic there.
That's the one. That's the one. Yeah. And I was like, "Oh, this is going to be crazy." So I was really excited more than anything else because I don't think this is kind of common knowledge, but Pete has mentored me, I would say. He's helped me like a lot in so many ways. So we met in Portugal, of all places. Like I'm from a place, like Tyler Bates from there, Dudley, and he's from Birmingham, and they're no more than like 20 minutes away from each
West
other.
Midland boys,
exactly, right? And the first place we meet is Lisbon, so it's a little bit mad like that. But because we were the only two fluent English speakers there, we kind of gravitated towards each other like that and started speaking. And then after that, he's always been so kind to me, and he's always been very helpful. He's helped me out so much in like my career and how I've wrestled. I could go endlessly about how much he's done for me.
And tell us about that match, because like I say, it was intense. He threw everything at you, didn't he? But you kicked out of his finishers and some of his signature moves, and you came back. And I think by the end of it, well, I don't think I know that the respect level he had for you kind of went through the roof because of the match you had with him. And like I say, considering how highly regarded he is in UK wrestling and being signed to WWE, the NXTUK champion at the time, probably one of the best wrestlers in Europe, possibly the world. But tell us about the match, because you went through the ringer, didn't you? It's a tough match.
Yeah, it was crazy. I wouldn't say I was 100% after the match. I was definitely sore for a matter of days after, but that match meant a lot to me because Pete saw me work before and he knew I could handle myself at the very least. So being able to wrestle him and show that I can go, and I by the end of the match he knew that, but it was just one of those things where it's one of those moments I don't think I'll ever forget, because that was a really special moment for me to be able to, because the thing was, I was a fan of Pete before I met him, like just as a wrestler. I had no affiliation with him whatsoever. And then becoming acquaintances with him, getting to know him a little bit more, and then being able to wrestle him, it all just peaked really nicely. And he went to Florida not like a few months after that, and I never thought that I'd get that chance, So it's a credit to Full Force. It's a credit to him for accepting it. It was just one of those things I'll never forget, really. It was great.
Now, what you need to focus on now is kind of getting signed and having that rematch in an NXT.
That's the goal. That's the goal.
That would be pretty good, wouldn't it? That would be amazing.